Howdy folks, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you what you can be doing to prepare for this upcoming expansion Lightfall, whether you be doing just the campaign, or you're going for the day 1 raid completion. I think no matter what you're doing, you'll find something helpful in this video. This is my first Destiny video on this channel, so if you guys can leave some comments or anything like that to help me improve my content, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now, a little note is that I'm not going to be going over weapons that you should be farming and armor builds you should be running for this expansion, just because we are so far away that we do not know what the Lightfall meta is going to be for that. So keep tuned for future videos on how you should be building your Guardians and what weapons you should be going in with. First category we're going to be looking at here first is going to be crafted weapons. Starting out over here at the Season of the Risen war table, there are 6 weapons that you could be going after here. And remember, each season has its own guaranteed deep site each week, so you can do them all at the same time. It's not just pick one. So 3 pick out weapons that I'm going to say you want to chase before Lightfall, just in case these seasonal tables and stuff go away. One of them is going to have to be Explosive Personality. The Explosive Personality is a solar wave frame. Because it is a solar grenade launcher that is a wave frame, it is able to create war mine cells. If you have the mod for it, I believe it's called Wrath of Rasputin. Pair that with Global Reach and you'll be able to add clear just as well as forbearance with this thing. Along with its origin trait, allowing you to get damage resistance while getting kills is amazing for this thing. Another PvE weapon you want to be looking out for is going to be Thoughtless. Thoughtless is a great stasis sniper, which has great rolls, like you can get Overflow with Focus Fury or Firing Line, which is just amazing for this sniper. Especially since you can pair it with something like Reeds or Fire and Forget, a stasis LFR, and Font of Might, and you're going to be outputting so much damage with this Thoughtless. For PvP, you'll probably want to be looking out for the Peace of Mind. It is an outstanding pulse rifle for PvP. It's just very good for its archetype of being a rapid fire. Now, if you also wanted to get more, if you already have those 3, Sweet Sorrow is a very great auto rifle that's arc that you can go after, but it's not the first priority. Under Your Skin, it's a void bow. It's alright. Recurrent Impact is the very last thing you want to be going after. It is a 900 RPM LMG, and it is just not too great. Now, that being said, you still should be going after all the weapons if you can. Next up, we're going to the Crown of Sorrow. The Crown of Sorrow has 10 weapons total, and the opulent weapons are overall great. Like the Awstringer, great for PvP. Drang, PvP. Beloved, PvP. So if you like PvP, go for these 3 weapons. But if you're a PvE player, Callus Mini Tool is a must-have with its Incandescent. Incandescent allows you to just absolutely demolish all ads in your way. It is just a great legendary ad-clearing weapon. Going to the Haunted weapons themselves. Bump in the Night is probably going to be your #1 priority to go after. This is an outstanding stasis rocket launcher. And as many of you know already, Font of Might on stasis is absurdly strong. So you want to pick this up and craft it if you can. Now, another weapon you'll probably want to be going after is going to be this Firefight. It is an auto rifle from this season. And it has Osmosis on it, which is not very common on crafted weapons alone, let alone a 450 auto. So if you can pick this thing up, it'll be great to pair with, like if you want to make a void build. Osmosis is great for that with volatile rounds. If you like PvP, I'd go for the Without Remorse. It has some pretty decent rolls for a PvP shotgun that you can craft. So if you want a solar shotgun for PvP, this is a good one. I believe you can also get 1-2 punch, which is pretty good for PvE. The glaive, if you like glaives, go after it. Shouldn't be first priority. Tears of Contrition should be your very last thing you get. You can basically get Hung Jury and be better off. And then the Hollow Denial it's whatever. You can get it if you want as well. Next up, Season of the Plunder. So Season of the Plunder has 6 weapons that you can be going after. There are 3 notable ones that you want to be going after. Those, and the first one is going to have to be No Reprieve. This is an amazing slug shotgun. It's stasis, stacks with Font of Might, has pretty good boss damage. So if there ever is a boss that is close range and would benefit from a slug, this is probably going to be your go-to. It can roll with something like Focused Fury and Triple Tap, I believe, which is just amazing for a slug shotgun. There's not really anything else that can compete with it. The next weapon you're going to want to be going after is the Tarnished Metal. This is a 200 RPM Arc Scout, and this is the only scout in the game currently, only Arc Scout in the game currently that can roll Volt Shot, which is going to be an amazing PvE roll for something like GMs, because Volt Shot, if many of you don't know, does a ton of damage. If you're like stacking it on a champion while you're shooting at it, you're going to be outputting so much damage to that champion. So this is a must-have. You want to pick this up. Now, another one you can get is also the Sail Spy. This is more of like, you should get it, but you probably won't need to because you have something like Storm Chaser to do more damage anyways. So, get this up for the third weapon. So, in order, you want to go No Reprieve, Tarnished, and then Sail Spy. The LMG, it's whatever. You can live without it. Brigand's Law, it's very good. It has Volt Shot, so once again, very good for ad clearing and damage just because of Volt Shot alone, but it shouldn't be your first priority. The Blood Feud, it's alright. It's a stasis SMG. It's not going to be too great, but if you like it, go ahead and pick it up. Going to the Season of the Seraph, this current season, there are 10 weapons as well, 4 of them being Aikilos weapons. So from these Aikilos weapons, you're going to want to be grabbing the Aikilos SMG for sure. It has Volt Shot. It's very great for ad clearing. It is definitely one of the strongest SMGs in the game currently. Definitely competing with Callus Mini Tool. The Aikilos Sniper Rifle, very great PvE sniper. If you can get one of these crafted up, and it's going to be one of your higher DPS snipers in the game currently. The Aikilos Shotgun, it can be strong. I'm not too sure about its power currently, but if you want to get one of these, you can. Shouldn't be your first priority. This Aikilos hand cannon, it's a 180. Do with that as you will. Okay, so going to the Seraph seasonal weapons, you're going to be wanting to go after this Fire and Forget. This is a stasis LFR, once again, beating a dead horse. Stacks very well with Font of Might on stasis. You can get rolls like Field Prep along with Focused Fury or Vorpal, and it's going to be a very strong DPS choice for endgame content. Another weapon you're going to want to be prioritizing is going to be this Judgment of Telegraph. It is a very strong glaive because of the close to melee perk it has on it, which makes it very strong doing damage against like champions and bosses even. You can stack it with things like Synthoceps and Worm Gods now, or like, you know, the Hunter and Warlock equivalent, and you're going to be outputting some serious damage with this glaive. Now this LMG is a pretty interesting one. It has Cascade Point, I believe it's called, which allows you to do a ton of damage over time with this LMG. It's a 900 RPM. It's probably the only one I'd recommend picking up. A lot of these other weapons, like this Trace Rifle, it has Volt Shot. It's okay. You can pick it up if you have the time. Disparity, okay if you have the time. And then this bow, okay if you have the time. So overall with crafted weapons, this is what you're going to be looking after. Just to recap everything I just said, for Risen, Explosive Personality, Thoughtless, Peace of Mind, 3 weapons you want to be going after for Risen. Plunder, or Haunted, you're going to be wanting to go after Bump in the Night, Callus Mini Tool, and the Firefright. Plunder, No Reprieve, Tarnished Metal, Sail Spy. Seraph, you're going to be going after the Achilles SMG, the Sniper, along with the Fire and Forget and the Judgment at Kelgroth. So that covers the crafted weapons section of this video. Something that you need to keep in mind going into Lightfall. Mainly, if you're going for light level as fast as possible, you do not want to grab hardly any of the tower bounties. For example, you do not want to grab the Gunsmith, Zavala, Shax, or Drifter's bounties, purely because if you grab those bounties and complete them, it counts towards your powerful reward. Which a change they made a while ago is if you claimed a bounty from a previous season in the next season for like the powerful reward, it would drop at the previous season's reward because of it was an old bounty. With that in mind, that's going to leave limited options for bounties. Now, the best way to check all the bounties in the game each week is going to be a website called Destiny Recipes. Destiny Recipes is a great website to show you what you can do each week bounty wise, what materials you need to be stacking on, what weapons you need to be looking out for, and even more things like vault cleaning. Knowing that information, you should be only focusing out the weekly bounties. The reason for this is because they give you 12,000 XP compared to a daily that only gives you 6,000, and the repeatable bounties from vendors that only give you 4,000. So you want to be getting these from planets like Cosmodrome, Europa, Moon, etc., wherever there are weekly bounties. Once you are filled up with weekly bounties and there are no more that you are able to grab, you would want to start doing planetary daily bounties. So for example, you go to Europa and do some daily bounties. Do not go to the tower and grab someone like Zavala's. Just remember, if I'm not mistaken, Saints bounties are okay to take in the next season, and as long as Hawthorne's weekly bounties are also okay to take into the next season. And then here's the list of how many bounties that are weekly on each planet there are. Here is the list of every single weekly bounty on every planet and how many weeks it'll take to get through every single one of them. Now, I would recommend starting January 17th if you plan to do every single weekly bounty in the game, because starting with Dreaming City, there are 6 total weekly bounties, or 6 total rotating weekly bounties, and there are 7 total. One of them is for Blindwell, and that does not rotate out, but the other one are the Ascendant Challenges, which rotate for 6 weeks. So you have to get on that by the 17th. Now, you won't fill up your entire quest inventory with bounties. You want to leave at least 3 slots open for the next season. This is just to ensure no quest bug out or anything like that. Yeah, so you want to keep 60 bounties. Now, you won't be full on completely weeklies. Once you do every single weekly bounty, the next best thing you want to do is do daily bounties from planets and just keep doing those until you fill up. If you're still short and it's about the last couple days until Lightfall, then I would only suggest doing repeatables from planets, and only then. When going into the next season, you will have to keep in mind only redeem them after you complete the first mission and do the seasonal activity in order to get the artifact. If you claim them before getting the artifact, none of the XP will count towards the artifact. You also, once you get the artifact, you want to equip your ghost mod for 12% XP, assuming that it is refreshed next season. Another tip that you should be doing next season is, before you dump all your bounties after grabbing your artifact, is joining up on other players to get the shared wisdom buff. This basically just increases your XP for being in a fire team with another guardian while in a destination, for example, the Helm. Materials are very important going into new expansions. This is so you don't have to grind old activities in order to get new content. So first material that you want to be grinding out are the Ascendant Alloys. You want to try to get as many of these as possible, knowing they are not very easy to get. This is to ensure you're able to craft the new weapons with enhanced traits. Next up, Paraversal Halls. These are so you can even out your light level if you're able to without having to do a powerful or pinnacle reward. Legendary Shards, you'll get these over time. You just have to do activities, dismantle legendaries. Very easy to get. Now, upgrade modules, you want to get as many of these before the new expansion as possible. 25 if you're able to. This is just so you're able to max out your light level for the legendary campaign as fast as possible while doing the campaign. Knowing the campaign will probably drop you upgrade modules for the chest, just like Witch Queen. Ascendant shards are going to be very easy to get with GMs this season. So once GMs come out on the 17th, be doing these GMs and farming them up, especially for a double reward week. Now, enhancement prisms, you'll just get those with Ascendant shards. It's pretty easy. And remember, for Ascendant shards of prisms, you can stack them in your postmaster and get up to 4 times the amount you can hold in your inventory. So for example, you can hold 10 in your inventory, 10 in each postmaster, up to 40 Ascendant shards. Same for prisms, 50 in inventory, 50 in each postmaster, equaling 200. Cores are just going to be one of those things where it's going to be harder to get. Either you have to do lower level Nightfalls, or you have to use like finest matter weaves. Next thing you're going to want to grab is Glimmer. Glimmer is one of those harder things to get because you can only hold so much of it. So the way to get around this is going to have to be by creating the other side sparrow and storing them inside your vault. What this does is you can basically get each one for 750 Glimmer and 5 legendary shards, and you get about, if I'm not mistaken, 4k Glimmer back, maybe more, and you get 4 legendary shards back compared to every other sparrow, which is much less. So you're not losing many shards, you're not losing much Glimmer, but you're able to overflow your Glimmer, and essentially by putting these in your vault. So all it costs is a little bit of vault space, but you get a ton of Glimmer in return. Alright guys, well I think that about sums up this video. I would like to thank everyone for watching through this video. This is my first major video that I've made. And if you have any feedback, please leave that in the comment section below. If you like this video, found it helpful in any way, please leave a like and subscribe. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.